Okay, one of the most important things in maths, in differentiation, in C3, the chain rule. Okay, the chain rule allows us to differentiate functions within functions, and in easier language that just means it's very useful for differentiating brackets to powers. Alright, so that's what I'm kind of going to use it for, differentiating brackets to powers. Okay, I'm going to show you how it works. The first thing that I'm going to do is I notice that inside the bracket is 2x plus 1. So I'm going to let t equal 2x plus 1. And therefore, if I write the function out again, what I've got in my function is I've got y equals 4 lots of, instead of tx plus 1, I'm going to write t, and I've got y equals 4t cubed. Okay, then what we do, once we've decided what our t is, and then we've rewritten the function y in terms of t, we differentiate both of them. So if I differentiate this one, I'm going to end up with dy by dt. Okay, so the 3 will come down to give me 12t squared. And if I differentiate my t function, I'm going to be differentiating dt by dx. And dt by dx will just give me 2. Okay, now what am I going to do with those two things? This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to set up what's called a chain rule. Now watch this. This is the chain rule in action. dy by dx is dy by dt times dt by dx. It's not in a formula book. You're just going to have to be able to know it and use it. Now, in effect, this looks like two fractions multiplied together. They're not two fractions, but if you see, I could cross off the dt and dt. The chain rule acts in exactly the same way, and therefore I'd be left with dy on the top and dx on the bottom. Okay, so let's actually use that chain rule and see what we end up with. dy by dx equals dy by dt. Where's that? dy by dt. Sorry, I'm just going to write out my dy by dx. So dy by dx equals dy by dt. There's dy by dt. He's 12t squared. Multiplied by dt by dx. Where's he? He's 2. So altogether, dy by dx is coming to 24t squared. So dy by dx is equal to 24. Now, what is t? What was t? There he was up here. T was 2x plus 1 squared, and that's my answer. I want my dy by dx to be in terms of x only. That's why I replaced the t. And it's as simple as that. At any point you feel you want to try some of these, just pause the video, you have a little go, and then go through my answers. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to find dy by dx. So I've decided in the bracket that I'm going to let t equal 1 minus x squared, and therefore my function is y equals 3t to the 6. I'm going to differentiate both of them. dy by dt equals 18t to the 5. And I'm going to differentiate this one. dt by dx equals 2 will come down minus 2x to the 1. And then I'm going to set my chain rule up. So dy by dx equals dy by dt times dt by dx. That's my chain rule. So dy by dx is dy by dt, which is 18t to the 5, times dt by dx, which is minus 2x. But I want my dy by dx to be in terms dy by dx, dy by dx. I want it to be in terms of t only, so I'm going to replace that t. What was the t? It was 1 minus x squared to the 5 times minus 2x, and therefore I think it's minus 36x, 1 minus x squared to the 5. Okay, I'm going to have to do a little something to this first, because the 3x squared plus 4 is on the bottom. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to bring him up to the top, and I will end up with 3x squared plus 4 to the minus 1. Now it just looks like any bracket to a power. Okay, so let's t equal what's inside the bracket. So 3x squared plus 4, and therefore y equals t to the minus 1. Okay, let's differentiate dy by dt. That's going to come down in front to give me minus 1t to the minus 2. And let's differentiate dt by dx, which gives me 6x, and that's it. Okay, here comes my chain rule. dy by dx equals dy by dt times dt by dx. Okay, so dy by dx equals dy by dt, which is minus 1t to the minus 2, times dt by dx, which is 6x. But we don't want it with t's in it, so we'll replace the t. Minus 1. T is 3x squared plus 4 3x squared plus 4 to the minus 2 times 6x. Okay, now I can even leave it like this. I'm going to actually just put together my minus 1 with my 6x to give me minus 6x, 3x squared plus 4 to the minus 2. I can leave it like that. Or you might find that some people move this minus bit underneath. So you might find that your answer is left as minus 6x, 3x squared plus 4 with the 2 and written down the bottom. You can do either way. Either's fine. Okay, next one. Right, so let's have t as 4x plus 10, and therefore y equals the sine of t. Okay, so let's differentiate him. dy by dt, the differential of sine is cos, so that will give us cos t. And let's differentiate the t. dt by dx equals 4. Okay, this is looking nice and easy. dy by dx equals dy by dt. Are you bored yet of writing the chain rule out? Times dt by dx. dy by dt is cos t, that's that bit there, times dt by dx, which is 4. So I reckon the answer is 4 cos t, but I don't want t's in my answers, I want x's. And what is t? It's 4x plus 10. So 4 cos 4x plus 10. Okay, here we go again. So let t equal x squared plus 1. And therefore y is the cos t. So we're going to differentiate dy by dt. Now, sine differentiates to cos and cos differentiates to minus sine. It goes around like that, doesn't it? So minus sine t. Okay, and then let's do this one. dt by dx equals 2x. And here comes the chain rule. dy by dx equals dy by dt times dt by dx. Okay, dy by dt is here, minus sine t, times dt by dx is 2x. So it's minus 2x sine t. I'm just going to neaten that up. And now I'm going to pop in the t. What was my t? There he was, x squared plus 1. Okay, now the last two examples are really similar to each other, but they are subtly different. So be really careful with these last two. Okay, first one, we're going to let t equal x squared, and therefore y is sine t. Okay, dy by dt is sine goes to cos, so that's that. dt by dx is 2x. Okay, here comes my chain rule. dy by dx, pen is sticking, is dy by dt times dt by dx. Okay, dy by dt is cos t times dt by dx, which is 2x. So it's 2x cos t, and it's 2x cos, what was my t? X squared. Now, watch the next one. I suppose also I could bracket that off. Okay, the reason this is different is this. Watch, it's really clever. Okay, sine squared x actually is our way of writing sine x all squared. So, actually, the t is inside the bracket. Okay, so t is sine x, and therefore we've got y equals t squared. Okay, so dy by dt is 2t, and if we differentiate our dt with respect to x, we get sine differentiates to cos. So we will now do our little chain rule. dy by dx equals dy by dt times dt by dx, and therefore dy by dt is 2t times dt by dx is cos x, and what was t? T was sine x. How clever is that? Okay, so dy by dx is 2 sine x cos x, and once you guys have learnt your double angle formulae, you will realise that that is the same as sine 2x.